Set up an ambush.
So it looks like they're going to be coming for Gold Fury. Get some poke off onto this Dachi. Artemis is able to get the pick. That's a huge pick early on. We get the root onto the churn. We get the pick onto him. So right here, everything looks great. Except for that Cuckoo ult that kills the Artemis. What do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Seanyb Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Thoth in mid lane. If you are new to the channel, I upload 6 to 7 times a week. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong. If this is something that interests you, please be sure to check out the channel. If you are a returning viewer, Thoth is probably my highest worshipped god. I have not played him in quite a while, but I do thoroughly enjoy Thoth. So let's go ahead and go over the build and his kit. As you can see, I put a ability or a ability point into my 1, which is Thoth's Hieroglyph. Whenever you activate the 1, it's going to summon 3 hieroglyphs, and the next 3 basic attacks that Thoth shoots are going to launch the hieroglyphs forward. Each hieroglyph is going to deal an additional 20% damage if the enemy was hit by a hieroglyph before. Thoth's second ability, he's going to dash, and then his next basic attack is going to be turned into a single line attack that roots the first enemy it hits and slows all the others. And then Thoth's 3, he's going to open up a little, I like to think of it as a window, and this little window is going to enhance the range of Thoth's 1 and his 2. And it's also going to enhance the basic attacks of all ranged characters on your team if they shoot through it. So we are going against a Cuckoo. We're going to use our 1, clear the wave. He's going to have wave advantage.
On my way.
So we're just going to back it up. So Thoth's ultimate, he's going to charge a very strong line shot that can be cancelled early. It's going to cost 30 mana. If you cancel it and not shoot it, you can either charge it fully up, or you can release it before it's fully charged to shoot it early. And you can also shoot this through his window, or his third ability, to increase the damage and the range. Anything that passes through the window is going to get an increase in damage. But we really want to use this window to increase the range on Thoth's attacks. So with Thoth, his passive is very unique. After killing 30 enemies, Thoth gains a stack of 3 magical penetration, and killing an enemy god will complete the current stack. He unlocks a new stack every 4 levels, up to a maximum of 5 stacks at level 15. So you can top out at a total of 15 magical penetration if you can fully stack Thoth's passive. So as you can see, the book is getting more filled as I kill minions. And then to complete the book, I would need to get a kill on an enemy god. Dodgy leaps in, so we're going to dash back, use our 2 to stun her. Pele comes in at a great time. But nothing happens. We are looking a little low on mana, so we're probably going to need to back pretty soon. So now that we've covered all of Thoth's abilities, let's go ahead and go over the build just a little bit. So we're going to be going into Mage's Blessing. Mage's Blessing is going to increase the damage on all of our abilities once it's fully stacked, and it's also going to provide us 10 magical, or 10 cooldown reduction.
Okay.
And then after going into the Mage's Blessing, we're going to be going into the Book of Thoth. It just seemed like the perfect game to build Book of Thoth as Thoth. So with Book of Thoth, it is a stacking item, and we won't really see the payoff from buying this item until we have it fully stacked. It's going to give us a lot of mana as we stack it up, and as we can tell in this early game, I am hurting for mana just a little bit. You don't have to go Book of Thoth on Thoth, but if you were to go Book of Thoth or a stacking item, I would recommend going Mage's Blessing, the tier 1 of that item, and then go into Boots. So we head to back, we only bought the tier 2 version of the Boots, which is going to give us a little bit of magical power and some movement speed. And then with Boots, I think, cooldown boots or the lifesteal boots are both viable. I think this game I'm going cooldown boots just because I don't plan on going cooldown very much in the build, and I do plan on building some lifesteal at some point. So with Pele, we're going to rotate and hit some of these camps. We drop the red buff. Now we do have our ultimate. Since we're already over here and we can see that the enemy is pretty far pushed, we think about rotating, but then we see Sobek, and the 3v1 fight was not something we want to rotate into. So we're just going to go back mid and collect the XP and farm from the wave. If we would have rotated all the way over, we would have missed out on some XP. Dodgy dashes in, but we're going to be able to use our 2, dash backwards, and then root her, and just kind of make her attempt at going at me look pretty silly. So we're going to use our 3, shoot our 1 at the minion wave, and we're going to want to max out our 1 first. Back in the days, whenever I earned all my worshippers on Thoth, I usually played Joust back in the day. And when I was playing Joust, I would always level his 2 first. I figured you could use the 1 and the 3 to clear wave from a distance, and your team would help you out so you weren't necessarily needed 100% for the full wave clear. And if you leveled up your 3 and you could get that damage off on somebody, then you could really set up your team for some follow-up. However, in Conquest, clearing wave fast in the early game is very important. It allows you to rotate to other camps. So we are going to be maxing out our 1. We have enough money for boots, so we back and we're going to buy the cooldown boots. So this Amaterasu in solo lane, I believe, they actually messaged me on YouTube and was like, hey, just played you. Good game, y'all would have won if somebody on your team didn't leave. I don't want to spoil it yet, but there is somebody who is a little toxic on our team and a little salty.
An enemy has been
So there's 2 people in left, they're pretty far pushed up. We're going to rotate over, see if there's anything we can do. We miss our stun, so off to a terrible rotation. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. We crank it off, we hit both of them, and we're able to get the pick onto the Cernunos. So we're going to clear this wave and then rotate back. We did miss a wave from this rotation. Cuckoo's going to intercept us in between the rotation back. So we're probably not going to get any of this wave because Cuckoo stalled us. If we rotated, we might be able to make it back for the archers. But since Cuckoo stopped us, we're going to stop and get our red. It's because we know that he was kind of in our jungle. So he got a full wave ahead of us there. I missed an entire wave, so he probably caught up a little bit in XP and gold. Gonna dash into tower, use our 2, then our 1 to clear the wave. So whenever you are making a rotation from mid, whether that be left or right, dual lane or solo lane, you need to kind of consider where the enemy is, how long you really want to stay in that lane, and how much it's going to cost you for not being in mid. So we clear the lane. We do not have enough money for the Book of Thoth, so it looks like we're checking the price right now.
Enemy missing middle. Retreat left lane. Enemy missing.
So right here, we're just getting some poke damage. We're not too concerned. We didn't want to throw our 3 down because then that kind of limits our mobility and the angles that we can shoot. So we just shot him with the normal 1, not the enhanced from the 3. Dodgy's on us. We were able to avoid the Cuckoo Hurricane. That would have done some serious damage. Dodgy comes under tower, we stun her under tower, and we ult her. Goodbye, Dodgy. Please reevaluate trying to gank Thoth in mid. Oh my goodness. Absolute buns. I should have had that kill. Anyway, we are able to clean up. So right here, we're going to throw down our 3rd ability, which I'm referring to as the window. And as we shoot our basics, you can see we're doing 43 damage plus the 8 damage. That 8 damage is coming from the window. And we're going to get the tower. We're a little weak. That was maybe a little greedy. But we did just push the Dodgy and Cuckoo back to Fountain. So this might be a little bit greedy, but we're going to go for our red buff. And by going for the red buff, that's going to mean that we need to stay around for another wave if we want to get all of the XP. Actually, never mind, we just pushed a wave up to the tier 2. So we should be able to back and only miss a little bit of the wave, not miss the full wave.
Try and keep up.
Another little tip with Thoth, if you use your 1 or your 2, those abilities will not go on cooldown until you have cast the ability completely. So if you use your 2 to dash and you just hold on to it, it's not going to go on to cooldown until your 2 times out. But if you shoot it right away, it's going to go on cooldown immediately.
On my way.
See, there's a bunch of people going
Let's pick up the
left, so we're going to miss R2, dodge a cuckoo ult, get a little bit of poke onto this Sobek, and then keep falling back.
You'll be sorry.
So some of these small misses on the micro level in this early game could, if I would have hit everything, I would be in a much better spot. Probably would have had another kill or 2, probably an assist here and there. But I feel like we are still in it. We are still working on our stacks, and this isn't necessarily the point in the game where we really want to be fighting anyway. Oh, getting super aggressive to miss the 2. Here comes the Sobek. Wiggle wiggle. Here comes the Sobek pluck. We have our dash in 5. We're going to be wiggling. And right now we're going to try to dash through our window. We miss our stun again. We are able to dodge the cuckoo. We throw off our ult just to try to get them to step back. Get some damage onto the Sobek, but I don't think we're going to be able to do a whole lot here. We pop our health potion that we picked up. A bunch of people in the right side of the jungle. We're going to be very careful how far we push up. Our team went way too far, especially since people were rotating in from right. We're going to clear the wave, try to push our minions up to the team fight, and then we're going to rotate through jungle, see if there's anything we can do. They go to the other side of the jungle, so we're going to rotate back mid, see if we can't cut them off. This cuckoo is pretty weak. Absolute buns. If I were to be hitting these, that cuckoo would be done. Feels bad, but I promise you, it gets better in a second. We're building right. That is a pick for Pele. Seanyb dashes in. We're going to get the stun off onto him, and unfortunately his ult is going to be able to get me. I did use my beads, which was pointless because the damage was going to get me regardless. Ah, the assault's beginning. So, after going into the cooldown boots, we are going to be going into a flat pen item. In picking your flat pen item, I think there are kind of 2 great options. There is the Spear of Desolation, and there is Divine Ruin. I think Spear of Desolation, well, it does cost more, but it has better stats, has 10% cooldown reduction, and has a very useful passive where it's going to reset your cooldowns by 3 seconds if you get a kill or an assist. And then Divine Ruin is the item that applies anti-heal. So if you have enough money and you do not need anti-heal right away, I would say build Spear of Desolation first, and then build Divine Ruin. I think this is one of those games where we're going to be able to pull it off. Sobek has heals, Amaterasu has heals, Surin has heals. Their jungler and mid don't, so we're not directly dealing with somebody right now that does have heals. So I think we might be better off going with the Spear of Desolation. That is a dodgy ult. We're going to get our ultimate ready. We're going to go ahead and shoot it. I don't think we hit anybody, so that was a pretty bad ult. We get some good damage off onto the Sobek. We're able to get an assist. So we are still trying to work on our Book of Thoth. Right now we only have 25 stacks. I think part of this is because whenever we took down their tier 1 tower, that threw off the balance of the native wave. So now our minions are pushing past half, and I'm just not able to get to the minions. Our team's going for objectives, fights, a whole bunch of things, and it's kind of hard to just sit back and farm minions. So we do have enough money for Divine Ruin. We do want to save up a little bit more, see if we can't get that Spear of Desolation on our next bat.
Enemy missing left.
Okay. Thanks.
So we're going to go back mid,
I'm
Nobody.
building
There's
a
Cuckoo. We accidentally step into his tornado. Dodgy is nearby. I want to be very careful if I use the stash or not. I do use it, but I'm very far away, so I do have the option of running away. If we get the stun onto the Sobek, or the root I should say, get some additional poke. This is not the best fight for us. It's 3 people fighting into 2. And the fight keeps breaking off right past the range of my line attacks. We're going to wind up our ultimate, cancel it because no great shots were available. Cuckoo throws a tornado around the corner. We're going to cast some stuff through the wall. We really need to disengage here. This is not a good fight by any means. We keep shooting our stuff. Erlong's hungry for it. The play is definitely to retreat. So we're going to go back mid.
Attack middle lane! Attack middle lane!
Pele's coming. We're going to get some poke onto the Sobek. We have our ultimate, but we're going to cancel it because we did not have vision. We might have gotten the blind shot off. That's a little bit risky.
Let's pick up
So
the pace.
Pele's going in super deep, gets caught off by 2 other people on their team,
Your day of judgment is nigh.
and it's our fault. So I don't want to like put this guy on blast, but if you are dealing people like this that are just, I died, where were you? It can't possibly be my fault. Just try not to deal with them or to mute them. It's really not worth it. I don't like muting people because whenever I do communicate with the in-game chat, I usually try to, you know, inform people, hey, missing mid, hey, retreat left, hey, retreat right, stuff like that. And if I mute them, they won't be able to hear that. So I don't typically mute people, but this guy is a bucket of fun.
On my way.
So we're going to make a play for gold. Between Artemis and myself, well, if there's somebody here, we probably can't get it.
Enemy ultimate
I
down.
need the jungle to
Attack.
So I'm going for damage. We're not going to go for gold. There's somebody nearby.
Enemy ultimate down.
So if you dash through your window, you're going to get an extended dash. I feel like there's a chance I forgot to mention that when reviewing these abilities. So we have enough for the Spear of Desolation, and it's actually reduced your cooldowns by 2 seconds instead of 3. It used to be 3 once upon a time, but they changed it to 2. So after Spear of Desolation, we realized that we need wards, and we want to open up that health potion slot. So we're going to go into some lifesteal. We do want to build Soul Gem later on in the build, but at some point in this game I realized that if I had some lifesteal, I feel like I could do more things for my team. We are almost fully stacked, which means we are about to start going off. We're going to rotate left, see if we can't help the Shumi out. There's 2 people.
Left lane. On my way.
We're trying to see if they come into jungle. It looks like they're going to run away. We've already committed to the rotation, so we're going to rotate over and hit a wave, get some stacks, and then rotate back mid.
No. Your middle tower is under attack.
Pele says, where's my team? I'm going to leave. I say, no, group up.
You done.
Erlong is on the Cuckoo. We're pretty far away. We're going to dash in. That was a very risky dash. If there's anybody around, I would be in trouble.
Okay.
We thought about shooting, but Thoth screams very loud so the enemy could hear him. Erlong is in an absolutely terrible spot.
Group up, group up, group up.
We are going to back up to avoid the dodgy ultimate. We tag somebody for 786 and we dodge in super aggressively to get the dodgy, but that was absolutely not worth it. We are in a terrible position, so we're going to start backing up. We're going to use our long range dash to get out of there. Sobek's still sticking to us, so we're going to get the root onto him. And that was a successful extraction. I thought I was definitely going to die, dashing into 4 people right there. If I did not have Aegis, I would be in trouble right there. I'm pretty sure I also burned beads. The cooldowns are very close. I might have used beads earlier. So 3 stack in mid versus their Sobek. Looks like Gold Fury's up. That should be the play here.
Attack the Gold
There we
Fury.
go.
On my way.
Artemis is coming and Pele's coming, so we should be able to secure this.
Is under attack. Let's pick up the pace.
We miss everything on the Sobek.
Set up an ambush.
Let's pick up the pace.
We are able to get the Gold Fury kill. Their enemy is rotating in.
Attack.
We get a small poke onto Amaterasu. Ooh, life just flashed before my eyes right there.
Let's pick up the pace.
We get the pick onto Daji. We're going to help out the Shamir if we can. Pele is able to get the kill onto Kuko. We have 2 of them down. Somebody's making the call to go for Pyromancer. I think we could just go for fire, to be completely honest. We have a very healthy Artemis.
Be right back. Attack Fire Giant. We need wall.
So I start it. Nobody seems to be interested, so I'm just going to disengage. I'm going to go ahead and back, and then go ahead and pick up Soul Gem.
What power?
Soul Gem is going to make it to where whenever you damage an ability, you're going to get a stack on Soul Gem. On the 4th stack, you're going to heal all of your teammates around you, and that ability is going to do bonus damage equal to a percentage of your total maximum power.
Your left tower is under
So we are finally fully stacked. We've got a few items online. We are in a great position right here.
attack. You done. I'm going for jungle buff. Your day of judgment is nigh.
On my way.
We're going to hit the red buff, and our team is starting Fire Giant, so we're going to try to rotate over there to see if we can help.
No, you done.
Prolong is zoning off the Amaterasu, and we are able to get the pick onto the Fire Giant.
This is ridiculous.
Their Daji goes down.
Let's pick up the pace. No, you done.
Here comes the Amaterasu. We got some great damage off onto them, and we're going to ult to get the kill before their ultimate goes off. So right here we're going to throw up the window, and my basics and Artemis's basics are doing the bonus damage to the structure. We get the root onto Sobek, get some ones off onto Sobek. We're going to throw up the portal, that way we can start working on this Phoenix. While the enemy, or while our teammates zone for us, we are going to just focus on the portal.
Let's pick up the pace.
We get the root onto the Cuckoo, Prolong's able to get the pick.
You're a G.
And that is the Phoenix, so we should definitely back up and extract.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy Phoenix. Enemy missing left. Attack middle lane. No, you done.
So we are going to get the mid tower now. Prolong is tanking for us. Looks like Ymir is pushing left lane. So everything's looking pretty good this game so far. We've gotten most of the objectives. We got a Phoenix before them. We're going to start working on some structures now.
Your day of judgment is nigh. I've been around the building falling so
The tower is so weak, I could just tank it. I don't know what anybody was waiting for. There we go. So we should just back. We have fire for another 2 minutes. We probably could have tried to push there, but somebody made the call to back up, so the play is definitely going to be to back up, spend some of this money. After going into Soul Gem, we are going to go into Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver is going to give us a decent amount of power, some mana, and it's also going to remove a percentage of the enemy health regardless of their protections. So Soul Reaver is also going to give us some mana, and the Book of Thoth is going to convert our mana into power. So items that have mana on them are going to synergize with the Book of Thoth really well. Soul Reaver is one of those items. Cern might be a little out of position. We're going to see if we can rotate onto him. Sobek is a less interesting target. So it looks like they might be grouped up in mid.
Split push, yes.
Right here, our team split is not very good. We have all of our damage on one side, and then all of our support and tanky characters in the middle. We would definitely want to split that up, have the Erlong and Ymir split, and then potentially the Pele and Artemis split. If I'm with Artemis, I can give her the enhanced basics, which isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it definitely helps out a little bit. A lot of fight going on. We avoid the Cuckoo ult, just barely. We ult, we miss our target, which was that person in the backline. I can't even see who it is. I'm just looking at health bars. The Sobek is going to get the pluck onto the Ymir. Just 2 people left. We get some good poke onto the Cuckoo, but Cuckoo has great defense. He's able to clear very effectively. So right here, it might be a mistake to be going onto the Phoenix instead of the enemy gods right here. Especially if we're going to miss all of our abilities. And we gotta get the Cuckoo at least. Okay, we got the Cuckoo. We're gonna back up. Their team is about to respawn. Their right Phoenix is about to respawn. Pele is nearby. We're going to see if we can steal this damage real quick. We are able to get the damage. Now we do want to back pretty soon. So, Pele calling out Erlong. Erlong saying, "I'm dead. What are you talking about?" Ymir saying he's doing fine. Artemis says, "Smile face." So, I don't like typing messages on console. It takes forever. You know, I have a sticky A button, so whenever I'm actually selecting the character, sometimes it doesn't work, and I gotta go back and edit. I don't like messaging on Xbox in-game. I definitely prefer to use the in-game communication. So that's why you don't see me trying to keep up with these typing wizards. Between Artemis and myself, we definitely should be able to get this. So all around, I feel like this is a pretty even game. We do have a little bit of a lead, but I think that's because we went for objectives, made some smart plays. Not just us, but the whole team. Gonna get these harpies. Cuckoo is all the way in left, so that means if we wanted to attack right, we absolutely could. Fire Giant, we're going to help this Artemis out. Throw some windows close to the Fire Giant so she can't help but shoot through it. Fire Giant pick, so now we should group up and attack the right lane. We're going to stay grouped with our team. We see 2 people, but we don't see anyone else on the map, so we have to assume that they're going to be rotating over here. 3 people now. 4 people. I get blocked. I'm going to have to throw my window down. Get the far dash down. We avoid the Amaterasu ultimate. We're going to throw down our window and use our ultimate to get the pick onto the dodgy. We're going to keep backing up. The Sobek is near us. We get the stun onto him right as he comes out of his ultimate. And Artemis was able to do a lot of damage to him. Artemis was able to get the pick. We dash super far forward. We try to get the root onto Cuckoo, but unfortunately it does not connect. We get the right Phoenix. So their team's right here. We definitely should have tried to get on the safe side of Phoenix before trying to engage it. We do some great damage to that CERN, almost one-shot him. We're able to back it up. Now that we're on the safe spot, we're going to try to group as a team. Cuckoo just has that great hurricane defense. I don't think there's a whole lot we're going to be able to do, especially since he can cast it pretty much as soon as it goes down. Cuckoo ult. Unfortunately, we don't hit anybody. We get the middle Phoenix.
Right back. Retreat. Your left tower is under attack. No, you let's pick up the pace. My deepest
Pele complains because she was in their Titan throne while everyone else was at the Phoenix. Like, I just don't get it. And he says bye.
Tower has been destroyed.
And then continues to quit. So, I don't quite understand the frustration. I feel like you dove that far, we stink. Oh boy. So we're gonna sell our Mage's Blessing, and we're gonna go ahead and go into Divine Ruin, I believe.
Yes.
Oh no, is this a game where we don't buy Divine Ruin? We go Rod of the Booty. We're gonna increase that damage. Erlang says you swallow. I love it. That's the best comeback to you suck. Ymir says yes, and I think that's what pushes Pele over the edge and causes her to quit. But she calls us trash, does a whole bunch of stuff all throughout the game. Artemis says another wannabe pro, and there goes the Pele. Dive dumb.
Group up.
And then cusses at us. So anyway, now we are at a disadvantage. We have a huge lead on the map. We have 2 Phoenixes down. But things are gonna get a little rough from here on out.
Attack left lane.
If we had 5, we probably could have won on this very next push. But we only have 4, and we're fighting into 5 people. So we're going to need to try to group up and be as careful as possible.
Your day of judgment is nigh.
We're going to focus on the minions. The team is rotating over. We're going to get the root onto the Sobek. We got some great damage onto the Pele. We need to back up. Their 5 is starting to push out of Phoenix. We got some good damage onto the Amaterasu. Ymir is going to get plucked. We're going to charge our ult up. Shoot it. We do get the pick onto 1. We're going to throw another window up. Try to keep range on this fight.
Was it worth it though? Was it?
We are able to get another pick, so that's a 2-for-1 trade. Now it is a 3v3. We are pretty weak, and Dodgy is nearby. I did just use my dash. I think Dodgy is going to be able to punish me for that. 5 seconds. Am I going to die for it? So it looks like they're just going to back and heal up. We really need to push here.
Let's pick up the pace.
We dodge aggressively onto the Dodgy, and I think she's going to be able to speed us up. Oh, nope, we get the pick. So now it is just the Cuckoo and Amma up. Our Erlang is pretty weak. We really want to try to push this. Cuckoo is working on minion defense.
Attack right. Your team has destroyed a left enemy.
The right Phoenix is about to be up, so we're trying to group with our Artemis. Erlang is very weak. If he gets attacked, I don't think there's a whole lot we're going to be able to do. Right here, very dumb. I turn my back to the enemy fountain. Amaterasu is not behind me. My position is atrocious. We're going to dash out. We miss our root. We shoot our 1s. We miss those as well. We're going to charge our ult kind of as a bluff. We're going to cancel out of it, back out of these Cerninos. Now their team is up. We need to start backing up. We get the root off. We're going to keep retreating. There really is not a whole lot we're going to be able to do. 2 into these 4. We do have our ultimate. We're going to see if we can get a little bit of poke. Maybe overstayed our welcome just a little bit too much right there. We're going to go ahead and pick up the blue, even though we really want the damage. I'm going to put a ward on Fire Giant and Pyromancer. Now that we are at a huge disadvantage. No idea why I'm starting the Pyromancer with Ymir. We might be able to get away with it, but if they come to contest, they're going to be able to steal it. We don't have the best secure, and it looks like they're just going to push right lane, so we are going to be able to get the Pyromancer. We don't have the best secure outside of my ultimate. I didn't want to use my ultimate on just the Pyromancer with nobody around. We really want to be using our ultimate to try to fully charge it and hit multiple people.
Attack the Gold Fury!
It just pushing up all the way to their phoenixes when they have 5 people, it just feels so dangerous. We're trying to go for the objectives so that way we can have as much of an advantage as possible. They get Gold Fury. I think it was a Primal Fury, so they're going to do bonus damage to Fire Giant, and their waves are going to be better. They're going to have that red glow to them for increased damage and increased health and protections. 2 people here. Luckily they just disengaged. They probably could have killed me if they really jumped on me right there. Erlang says, Pele said we suck. I said they swallow. Is it not pho? I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to say here, but we were able to get the Fire Giant kill. So like, even though it is a 4v5, we were able to secure 2 of the 3 objectives while in the last 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to try to group up. There's a full stack. We're going to try to get some damage and get them to back it up. Artemis is hanging out. We need to try to push as the full 4. Which is going to be very rough going into the 5. So we do have a pretty penny in the pocket.
Wait.
Oh wow, we already sold our boots and bought Obsidian Shard. The Obsidian Shard is going to make it to where every once in a while we do 30% magical penetration, and then dealing 20% magical penetration elsewhere, or outside of that passive.
Enemy missing. Enemy missing.
So, we haven't even tickled their Phoenix since being over here. So I think the play is to rotate out. We really want to go over to the left and make sure that that stays down. That is the ideal Phoenix to have down. The Phoenix that is on the opposite side of the map from Fire Giant is typically the preferred Phoenix to go after. That way, there are fire minions pushing up on the opposite side of Fire Giant. That way, somebody will most likely have to rotate to the far side of Fire Giant to clean up the wave. Gonna hang back, try to get some damage off. We get great damage off, just not able to confirm it right there. Pele ults us, we're gonna use our beads. We get hit by the Amaterasu, we use our Aegis to avoid the Sobek ultimate. We're gonna throw it down the window, and we're gonna dash out. Create a little bit of distance, get a root on the Sobek. Since he's still chasing, we're gonna have to fall back. He's chasing the Erlang, we're going to get some more damage off, get some life steal off. Now the Amma is here as well. We're going to use the window and dash far. A little bit risky right here. We get the root, we're going to throw some damage off. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the pick. And that was a very bad ultimate. My window disappeared right as I tried to shoot it. I feel bad leaving this Erlang because we have tried to save every teammate we possibly can. 4 people over here. We're going to throw our damage off. We get a decent amount off, but I don't think there's any possible way we survive from this point. Looks like Erlang's going to be able to get out. Ooh, nice little dodge. We're able to dash back, throw the 3, but we're slowed. We're done. That's it. Goodbye. Second death of the game. So 2 people on our team want to surrender. I did not. I was having a great game as Thoth, and even if we do lose this game, I feel like the build and the skills mechanically, to an extent, were good enough to showcase how Thoth works. Yes, I did miss a lot in the early game, but I'm working on it.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice job.
So Artemis was able to get some picks while defending, and it looks like she was able to successfully then defend the left Phoenix. So even though there's just 4 people on our team, we are kind of hanging on to that lead that we had when we had the full 5. We had 2 Phoenixes down. We used them protecting the 2 Phoenixes to get the 3rd Phoenix down, and then the other 2 Phoenixes came back up. We were able to get the left Phoenix just because we were there as a team right as it was respawning, and we haven't let them get a Phoenix yet. So even though the situation is bad, I feel like everyone on my team is doing a good job in handling the 4v5.
I could stand with my... No, you die! Group up!
So Ymir is just in an awful position.
Follow me.
I don't know why he's that far up. Artemis is rotating to help him. And that's kind of the situation that we're in. If we see somebody being chased by 2, 3, the whole team, we have to rotate in and try to get some damage off, try to assist them, because if we don't, then it's going to be a 5v3 and the 3 are not going to be able to push into the 5 very effectively. At least if it is a group of people chasing a person, we can use them as bait, throw our damage off. So it looks like they're going to be coming for Gold Fury. Get some poke off onto this Tachi. Artemis is able to get the pick. That's a huge pick early on. We get the root onto the churn. We get the pick onto him. So right here, everything looks great. Except for that Cuckoo ult that kills the Artemis. Now that we don't have Artemis, our damage output is very limited. They're saying attack middle lane, but I think we have to go Gold Fury. Gold Fury is going to give us the enhanced wave and allow us to establish pressure in each lane. If we attack mid, Cuckoo is just going to clear wave and defend. We don't have our Hunter to defend. I absolutely think that was the wrong call and that we should have gone for Gold Fury right there. Ymir is going so deep that I have to follow up and put myself in a little bit of a bad position. The left Phoenix is about to be up. We have 3 fighting into 2, so we should be able to get this Phoenix here. So my basics are a little short, so we're going to have to step up. We are able to get the Phoenix yet again. So now it is time to fully disengage. We got our small victory on the map. Ymir needs the back, I need the back, Erlang needs the back. We still probably could get Gold Fury. Gold Fury is the play right now.
Take this jungle buff.
So Gold Fury might not be the play. We took a little bit of time getting back. The Oni Fury is going to give us that enhanced wave, which is going to be very helpful. Cuckoo is up, so the biggest thing that can contest this is a Cuckoo ultimate. But we are able to get the Oni Fury. So like things are still going good. I feel like we still kind of have the momentum as this 4v5. They are able to get the Pyromancer. No surprise. So we bought a damage pot and a structured damage pot.
Take this jungle.
Tell Erlang he can have the damage. The enemy team got the Fire Giant. I feel like Artemis might have been able to try to contest it there. She was on the right side, but she did probably make the smart play in just coming mid. So that might be the turn of the tide. Is us getting gold and then them getting Pyro and Fire Giant. We dash in aggressively. We miss our root. That is a Seanyb ultimate.
Your day of judgment is nigh.
It's kind of annoying that it's a 4v5, yet we're the one that's always pushing to their Phoenix. They're just sitting under Phoenixes. A little frustrating. Seanyb uses his Aegis. We throw off our ultimate. Artemis is able to follow up with a little bit of damage and get the pick onto their Cuckoo. I do not have my dash, so I gotta try to wiggle out of this as much as possible. Throw it on the window, dash away. Get that extended dash. Sopek is still chasing us. We're just gonna throw our root forward. Halo used her ultimate. We do have our beads, but she already casted it. Erlang, run this way, bud. Run to the team, not to the jungle. We get the root off onto the Amaterasu. We're gonna keep backing up. We might have Winions. The Winions might get it, but dodgy backs. That is such a shame. We came so close to victory this game. Unreal. That's gotta be like less than 500
Attack
health.
left lane. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has been
So
destroyed.
CERN gets the middle tower, is fighting into this Artemis. I think Artemis can take her. Not too worried about that. She's the only one alive, so she does kind of have to defend. So right now, if Erlong could teleport... Oh, the ward just went out. Never mind. I was going to say, if Erlong could teleport to the ward, he might be able to dash into the Titan room and get some damage off before that Phoenix respawns. But that Phoenix is about to respawn. We have 3 people dead, and Artemis is having to play defense, so I really don't think we're going to be able to do much with this here. Artemis gets the pick onto Dodgy. So now it is a 4v4 for about a minute.
On my way.
Preparation never hurt.
We're going to pick up some wards, pick up another damage potion.
Group up.
Attack left lane. On my way.
So collectively, if we could group up and push left, I think we could win here.
Attack left lane.
But our tanks are fighting their tanks in mid. Artemis is pushing left. I'm trying to help the tanks, but I feel like I really should be helping Artemis. We get the pick onto Amaterasu. Yume has a good wall, but Subek's able to wiggle by. Right here, we're 2 split. We need to be with Artemis pushing that left Phoenix and then going to the Titan.
Attack
What
left
a
lane.
shame. That's definitely how we lost this here.
Split push. Attack middle lane. Attack middle lane. Come free.
Okay, come on. So, mid goes down. Let's rotate left, see if we can't clean up this Phoenix. Try to throw that in a position where Artemis can hit it as well. We get the root onto Dodgy, and we blow her up as soon as she lands on us. We're going to keep wiggling back to safety. Sobek is pushing mid. It's just Sobek and Cuckoo. We should end it. No! Don't retreat.
Wait.
No!
On my way. On
Don't
my
retreat.
Retreat.
Oh, that's a second opportunity we could have closed this game out, and we just didn't.
Give me the bird's eye view.
Like, I feel like if Artemis were to use her 3, I would have used my ult and throw some 1s on it. Like, that'd be game.
Is under attack.
But we're going to go for the Primal Fury.
Your right tower has been destroyed.
Having 1 extra person would have made such a big difference in this late game. We've gotten so close to winning this game multiple times. We just cannot seem to group and seal the deal.
Be right
So
back.
we're going to back, make sure that our relics are upgraded, which it looks like they already are. Looks like our team is making a play for Fire Giant.
I'm on it.
Your day of judgment.
I don't think we should be going for fire. I think somebody should bait Pyromancer and the rest should go left. Ah, the Titan is so killable. What are we doing?
Attack right lane.
At this point in the game, if your team is calling attack right lane,
Enemy
it's best to
missing
go
right.
with your team in most situations than it is to try to venture off from your team. We're going to go ahead and use our beads on the Cernunio's ultimate. A lot of fighting going on here. Hopefully, oh, there's a Cuckoo ult. That's going to get us almost every time if we cannot dodge it. So the 70-second respawn timer. That is rough. What can we talk about for a minute? Well, Artemis and Erlong are getting chased down the right lane as we stare at Pele from behind.
Planetary.
And that is going to be a deicide for us, unfortunately.
Too bad, buddy.
So because we pushed right, now the 2 Phoenixes are going to come up. Pretty sure that they're just beelining it down the lane. Nope, Amaterasu went right to clean up. Yep, they had to go back and clean up the minions. So, while we are all dead, they are essentially resetting the map back to neutral. So Artemis asks they can't end, which I agree, I don't think they can end right now, but there's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do after this because we will not have any pressure in any of the lanes. In fact, we might be fighting against pressure if they can get this middle Phoenix.
Okay.
That's what you love to see. Order Phoenix. Cern's able to get the middle Phoenix. Now their Phoenixes are about to come up.
Attack!
They are on Pyro.
Cancel that!
Attack the Titan! Attack the Titan! Follow me.
Once again,
Ultimate
I
is
feel like
ready.
our Thoth skills this game have been good. Like, we did miss a little bit too much in the early game, I'll admit that. But this mid to late game, we are doing some serious damage. We have 14 kills, 13 assists. We've managed to be pretty elusive and dodge a lot of damage coming our way. Amaterasu dashes on me, that is her ultimate. We are able to dodge the second thing, so her stun does not apply. Artemis is nutty, good stuff Artemis. We are able to get the pick onto Cuckoo. No, Cernunez, and then Cuckoo ults us. So now it is just the Erlong left, and their team should be able to push and win. Very unfortunate set of circumstances this game. I feel like we had two opportunities to close the game out, and we did not take advantage of them as the group of four. Our fifth left pretty early. If he was there the very next fight, we would have won the game. I do not want to surrender because one, they're probably just going to walk in and close it out. There's not a whole lot we got to wait around for. And two,
An ally has
No
left
worries.
the game.
ooh, there goes our second teammate. I could say no here, but they already won. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I feel like it was a good Thoth game. If you want to see more content like this, please check out the channel and subscribe for more. Check out the Discord server if you ever want to reach out to me. These stats will be posted in just a second. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.